We are expecting some very high wind gusts and also the threat for a few severe storms. We think the main time frame for these hazards will be between about 9 a.m. this morning through about 2 o'clock this afternoon. Widespread winds gusting 40 to perhaps 60 miles an hour. That's independent of any severe weather. And that is expected all across central Alabama today. So that could certainly blow around some unsecured objects, bring down some pretty significant sized tree limbs, even bring down some trees and cause a few power outages. Damaging winds within a few severe storms, that is a possibility, as well as there is a threat for a few tornadoes. We think the storms are going to be moving so quickly. The flood threat is pretty low, and even the tornado threat as a whole is fairly low. But that being said, if the tornado happens at your house, then obviously the threat is really high. So a few tornadoes will be possible today, but widespread winds gusting 40 to 60 miles an hour is expected to occur statewide. We do have a new tornado watch that's been issued for Northwest Alabama. That does include Hamilton, Double Springs, Coleman, Bremen, the Smith Lake area, Jasper, Carbon Hill, Nauvoo, Fayette, and back through Sulligent and Detroit through 1 o'clock this afternoon. And so with that watch being issued, everybody in those areas that I just mentioned needs to be aware of the weather, have a way now from now through the expiration of the watch time to get to those alerts quickly and be able to act quickly too. There's the line of storms that we'll be watching through the remainder of the morning. Everything below severe limits now, and it's still back close to the Mississippi River and even west of the interstate. It's moving currently at about 30 miles an hour. That may put it here to the state line between about 9 and 10, or maybe shortly after 10 o'clock in the morning, and then continuing to move across the state pretty quickly and exiting East Alabama around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got some scattered showers showing up on WVTM 13 Live Doppler this morning, but certainly no active severe weather at the moment. Here's a look at the futurecast, and it does place that line getting to the state line around 10 o'clock this morning. There's its position around 11 o'clock and then pushing toward the I-65 corridor. And again, it's going to be a narrow band of strong to perhaps severe storms. There could be a few tornadoes, some strong gusty winds on the order of 70, maybe even up to 80 miles an hour, especially up into some of the higher elevations of north and northeast Alabama as it moves through that part of the state a little bit later on during the early afternoon hours, and then it's out of here. Much of the state is under a slight risk. Northeast Alabama has been placed under an enhanced risk where we could have some of those stronger damaging wind gusts. And there's a breakdown of the latest timing again. So here's where we expect that line of storms to be around noon. And so the severe threat before noon for those western counties. This is where we expect that line of or that narrow band of severe storms to be around 1 o'clock this afternoon. So west of that, rather, before 1 o'clock. So the I-65 corridor likely between about 11 and 1. And then after that for the Anniston, Gadsden, Oxford, Jacksonville area, really between about 11 and 2 o'clock later on today. Winds are already gusting 30 miles an hour in the Birmingham metro area, but that's not the end of it. We're expecting those gusts to pick up with time this morning. Through lunchtime, you can see close to 60 miles an hour. So that's in and of itself going to be a hazard too, and could knock out some power and bring some trees down. Dry and much nicer weather expected over the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thanks.